Good morning, everyone. Namaste and welcome to Heal with Heera program. It's a very special day today, which is the World Vegan Day. And we are going to celebrate this special day with a very special guest. He is joining us from Indore, city of Madhya Pradesh, all the way from India. And we are going to interview him to find out how easy it is to be a strong person, build your body, have a lot of stamina just by eating plant-based diet. So let's welcome him and welcome everyone who is joining us from all parts of the world. So Ashish, thank you so much for joining us and making time for us on this very special day. And we are going to figure out what is all involved in this lifestyle and how you can be, fit and be a bodybuilder. I know you're doing this on a personal level, but let's find out, first of all, what prompted you to become vegan, to become plant-based?
Thank you, Heera ma'am, for welcoming me, and happy World Vegan Day to all. It's a very special day, and I mean, though it is like every other day for us, where we try and educate people to adopt vegan lifestyle and spread the awareness. But yes, it is a special day for people who are not really aware what is vegan lifestyle. So it kind of creates an impact. So I have been like vegan for 13 years, and initially I started with the health reasons. So I started switching my dairy products with the plant-based milk, trying to have optimized health, trying to get better. So I was basically I'm working in IT company. So in IT company, it is like very difficult to stay fit and healthy, and it's a kind of health hazard when you have to sit for 9 hours a day on a chair. So there was always an attempt, conscious effort from my side to make sure that I am not really putting my health on the back burner. And this is where I started exploring more about health without knowing the cruelties that happen in the dairy industry. So I started my journey as a whole plant-based food person way back 30 years back. And that time also I came across a video where I saw some uh, calf being shot dead in a dairy farm for leather and veal. I was in UK, so I thought it happens in UK. In India, it is not like that. So in UK, at least I should give up dairy. And I did that. I went vegan almost around 2011. And when I came back to India, I saw like it was no different than what is happening in UK or any part of the world. Everywhere the dairy industry is operating with the same set of process methods, and it's not sustainable. So I decided to lead a vegan lifestyle since then.
Wow, so it has been 13 years, a very, very long time, longer than what I have been doing. I have been plant-based for the last 7 years. So when you switched to the plant-based lifestyle, did you find that it affected your health in any positive way? What were the changes that you noticed when you switched over to the vegan lifestyle?
Yeah. So like being a Jain, it was always like I was never really having meat, eggs, or even other animal products, for example, honey. So it was somewhat easy as well because it was all about dairy that I had to quit. And fortunately, once I came back from UK, I was moved to a very small town called Jabalpur. It is kind of a place where there is abundance of fresh water, fresh produce. So I had access to all kind of fruits, veggies, whole grains, and I was thriving on that. In fact, being an IT professional, I never dreamed that I would be like taking part in a bodybuilding competition immediately after going vegan for 2 years. And I was able to do that. I basically attained optimal health at the age of 31, 32, when the health starts to deteriorate for a lot of people. And I got the best physique of my life at that stage, with immediately after going vegan for 2.5 years. So I felt more energetic. I had less bloating. I had a very clear bowel movement, and even the acne. I had like acne is the for a long duration. Those were reduced and disappeared after some time. So these are the few effects that I happen to notice as part of whole plant-based food diet.
That's wonderful to know, because a lot of misconceptions are there um, about the plant-based lifestyle. So you notice so many positive changes. That's really wonderful. And I know that most people who switch over to this lifestyle see all these wonderful changes. I did the same. So a lot of people wonder, how do you get enough calories by just eating plants? You're in Hindi, it's called ghas foos. How do you get stronger? How do you build your body? How do you build stamina but just by eating plants? Could you share your thoughts on that? What do you do
Initially,
specifically?
even I was skeptical about protein intake, and I was making extra effort to secure that supply of protein by maybe having some plant-based protein, or maybe going extra on chickpea, beans, lentils. But as I moved along, I realized it is not really that important. Protein is just one part of nutrition. There are a lot of other aspects which are ignored. I mean, or maybe there is a propaganda about protein, that people tend to focus on protein and they never talk about fiber, minerals, vitamins, and other stuff. So I realized that it is not really important to focus on any specific nutrition or a specific mineral or vitamin as such. The best part is to make sure that you eat clean and you eat variety of food, and the nutrition ask is automatically taken care. So the nature has designed our food in a very smart fashion, where if we eat rajma and rice, it will basically account for all amino acids. So you don't need to make a lot of extra effort. Grains and legumes, along with fruits and veggies, will suffice whatever nutrition need we may have.
Wonderful. So I know that most people wonder about, where do you get your protein, if you're just eating lentils and, different kinds of plants and things like that, and grains. Where do you get your calcium? Also, that's another big question in people's mind, because they give up dairy, right? The cow's milk and different products that are made from cow's milk. So we have this misconception that we get calcium from cow's milk, and if we give it up, what's going to happen to our bones and how are we going to survive? So what are your thoughts on calcium and amino acids? And I think you addressed amino acids a little bit, but
Sure.
how about calcium?
Amino acid, I will take one more point here. Basically, amino acids, I mean, it is found in all the plants. So, especially the essential amino acids, which our bodies cannot produce. So, for that matter, even elephant or maybe horse or a giraffe, uh, they get all the amino acids from the plant. So, there is no reason that for anybody to believe that we cannot get those 9 essential amino acids from the plants. It is more or less in some plants. So as we are human beings and we have access to variety of food, so if we can mix and match, we can get all amino acids. And regarding protein, I think even if I take, for example, if I just consume lentils all day, I mean, I may end up getting 150, 160 gram protein from my 2000 calories. So we kind of undermine the protein the plants have. Even broccoli, which is not very prevalent, maybe I would say cauliflower, which is very prevalent in India. Even our very modest lentils. We have variety of lentils in India. We have chickpea, we have red beans, we have chawli, black beans, black-eyed beans. So there is variety of foods and grains available in India. Even the millets. I mean, millets were not very prevalent like 2-3 decades back. Now again, they are coming back. People are realizing the benefit of millets. So, for example, in Western countries, we have quinoa, which is very high in protein with all amino acids. We have millets, we have pulses, we have beans. All these are like wonderful food sources. And without even realizing, I mean, if we eat 2 or 3 meals a day, we will basically get 50-60 grams of protein, which is more than enough, because I never heard anybody dying of protein deficiency or having any disease or any way to detect whether I have sufficient protein in my body or not. Coming to the calcium part, uh, I mean, calcium is again, it's a big propaganda out there that milk will give you strong bones. And even the modest seeds like sesame seeds, flax seed, cumin seeds, coriander, all green leafy vegetables, they have abundance of calcium available, and it is biologically available. I mean, the milk from calcium does not get absorbed in our bodies. It is like maybe 30% calcium will get absorbed. But if we take the calcium from plant-based sources like these, maybe the 50%, 60% calcium will be bio available for us. So, for example, sesame seeds, even if we take 2 laddus, maybe 150 grams a day, that will suffice for more than daily recommended allowances of calcium. So, it's just that people need to be made aware and switch to the right choices. There is no need of dairy for calcium for sure.
That's exactly right. Um, Protein actually is embedded in all foods. No food can exist without having some protein. So even rice, wheat, millets are quite high in protein, and a lot of green leafy vegetables are high in protein, and the calcium, of course, is there. As you said, rightly said, that it's bioavailable. Our body can absorb the calcium in the right proportion from the plants, not from cow's milk, because it belongs to a different species. I know, Ashish, that you are involved in a lot of activism in the city you live in Indore. So, could you tell us about what you do, and let's find out what happens in the activism field in your city?
Yeah, so Indore is like blessed with some of the wonderful activists. We have variety of people from all diverse backgrounds. I started activism like 6 years back, and when we started activism, like there were more number of vegans than people who are actively listening to us. There were like 3, 4 people who were listening to this entire conversation. Very few activists, very few vegans 6 years back. But now in Indore, I mean, we started with a few outreaches. We started with going to some public places, holding banners, placards, and chalk activism. We have Girish Shahaji, who is one of the famous chalk activists, not only in India, across the world. So he did a lot of chalk activism. So vegan is not a very alien name for people in Indore anymore. Probably we are moving to a different stage where people are understanding what is vegan lifestyle. They just need a bit of hand holding and then transition to vegan lifestyle. So every week we will have some event. In fact, as we speak on this World Vegan Day, there are people who are standing at Chappan, food street, famous food street in Indore, and they are doing activism, making people aware about vegan lifestyle. So it's a wonderful community that we have. We have few WhatsApp groups, support groups. So we keep on adding people there. We keep on educating them about the nutrition aspect, about the ethical aspect, about the environmental impact. And we have a lot of Facebook groups where we keep on posting this stuff. We try to reach out to few social activists from different areas, and then connect with them, make them aware about vegan lifestyle. People who are working for traffic management, people who are working for social causes, we connect to those people and make them aware, because these people have very good reach. So if they get familiar with this lifestyle, they can reach to masses. So we have been doing that, and we have been quite successful of late, and we plan to continue in that fashion. In fact, we are trying to go to various schools, colleges as well, because young people are more accommodative, more accepting, have more acceptance to this idea of veganism. So we are trying to go to such places and make them aware about all three aspects of veganism. And I'm sure we have, I mean, basically I have a vision. I want Indore to be the vegan capital of the India. And I'm just working with a lot of other activists to make it happen.
Wow, that's a wonderful idea to strive to make Indore the vegan city. I know it's very famous for being the cleanest city in the whole of India, and it has been winning that award for the last 3 years. And when I visited last month, I witnessed that all parts of
It
Indore
is
are very
just
clean.
one correction. It is like winning the award for last 6 years. So it's, I mean, people have the kind of spirit and people have the kind of passion where they want to basically adopt new things, new ideas. So we have certain advantage here, actually.
Yes, the people of Indore, I found that they are very motivated. Um,
Yeah.
so I know that it's not easy to lead this kind of lifestyle if you don't have the support from your family, right? So tell us a little bit about your family. Are they all vegan? Are they following this lifestyle? Who cooks in the family? And I know you have a daughter. Tell us a little bit about your family.
So apparently, I was very lucky where my wife supported this idea, and maybe she was not that aware to begin with, but she was happy to support, and she bought that idea. I mean, she thought that I'm adopting something; it must be worth it. Gradually, she also learned about it, and then she also became ethical vegan. So. She does a lot of cooking, but then I support her. I mean, because we do a lot of dairy alternatives, so I take care of basically preparing the milk in the morning, and breakfast is generally fruits, and we don't consume a cooked food till noon, so it is very easy for her. She doesn't, doesn't have to cook breakfast. And my daughter, she has been vegan for last 6 years. Once I learned about nutrition aspect, initially it was like that we are grown up, we don't need milk. That was the idea. But once I learned more and more about nutrition aspect, how harmful is that to have dairy products? So I realized that if I won't allow my daughter to smoke, I won't allow her to have dairy or meat as well. It is as harmful as that. So since last 6 years, she has been off dairy, and they also take part in activism wherever they get a chance. We are a kind of vegan family, and trying to make a lot of other people aware about this lifestyle.
Okay, that's really wonderful to know that your whole family is plant based and you are promoting this lifestyle every day in Indore. Uh, so now we are okay. So I don't think there are any questions. I don't see any questions on the chat here, but I'm going to, in the show notes, I'm going to add your Instagram handle so people can follow you and see what you do. And how much time, I forgot to ask you something. How much time do you spend in the gym?
I mean, since I come from IT background, I mean, actually, I have like very limited time because I have like 9 to 10 hours for working, and then I have family commitments. So I keep it minimal. I spend like 45 minutes to 1 hour, and I also do not stick to gym only. I mean, I go for cycling, I go for running. Uh, I do variety of activities to keep myself fit, and also I take care of certain other aspects. For example, being a vegan, I mean, like, it's very important to have enough exposure to the sun. So I make sure to spend at least 20-30 minutes a day under the sunlight, make sure my skin is exposed and I'm getting enough vitamin D. I make sure I take B12 supplements, and I think that's it. I mean, as I said, that I'm not a professional bodybuilder. I just do enough to make sure that I'm fit. So 45 minutes to 1 hour is good enough per day, like 6 days a week. That's all.
Good to know your routine. So I want to thank you once again, Ashish, for joining us in this program, Heal with Heera, and hope to see you again next time. I just wanted to tell our audience who's watching that I have this wellness coaching program called Heal with Heera, and the first session is beginning on November 5th, this coming Saturday. It's a free program where I help you look at the scientific evidence and show you how easy it is to follow a plant based lifestyle to reverse chronic conditions and to be in optimum health. So, if you want to join this program, you can comment on the video and hope to see you on Saturday. So again, namaste, Ashish ji, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Have a great day ahead. Thank you all.